Hello everyone, I'm Lee. In this video, we'll look at the Spektrum Nxe7 remote settings. So turn on the remote. Let's create a new model first. Directly press the button on the wheel to enter the function list. Then find System Setup. He will ask you to turn off the high frequency head. Yes, it's off. And here are some of the settings for this model. For example, here I have two models now. You can add a new model or one like the next option. It will have a preset model inside. For example, FMS, E-flite, but I didn't find for this Decathlon. So if you're using this Decathlon RJG 1.2m model here, it should be possible to directly select a model parameter. Then we can create a new model directly here. He asked if you had created a new one to confirm. Well, in that case, now there's a newly created model. Then just give the model name. Here's a model of Decathlon. And then the next thing we do is we pair up. The frequency matching of this is relatively simple because it has this frequency matching socket on it. We just need to plug this frequency line cable into this socket. Good to go. I heard that there is actually an action now. After the screen on the monitor again. It's not just a multi-level surveillance screen. If you roll it again, there will be some parameters of the entire aircraft. For example, the current voltage, including ESC parameters like min and max current. And of course, the temperature should be in Fahrenheit. And then here's some power from the battery. Now I'm pushing the accelerator. A current in real time. There are also parameters, including this gyroscope. These things can be done in real time. The return will give you this. Then we again return to the main screen of remote control. So this is the complete setting of remote. And then we're going to set up the gyroscope. In fact, if you're not on the right frequency, you can't set it. Then turn on the switch of this gyroscope. Here is gyroscope settings. Let's set the as 3x mode first. In fact, there is nothing to set up the as 3x mode. This safe mode. Now safe mode is off and safe mode is on. Set a switch after turning it on. For example, this switch. This switch is the safe mode switch. And now, here this position, it is safe mode, which is our fully stable mode. And in the middle, we have semi-autonomous mode. Then the following position is the manual mode, so it is completely off. And now the plane is actually set up. I just took a look, and this setting are actually working. Well, it's just that people are passing. For example, in the servos settings, adjust each one to your preferred feel. Then we go out and fly the plane. It looks like this after the whole setting. NG is loaded. I feel like he's a little smaller than I thought, but the whole plane is still solid upside lifted. I'm not sure how the power will differ between the 3S and for S batteries. We will try both. Because of this plane, the remote control is new. I didn't set some very complicated functions. I simply set up the gyroscope, and then there are these basic parameters. After I get familiar with it later, I will set up some relatively complicated functions. So now let's go out and fly this plane. Okay, I am on beach. Now let's fly this plane. So we have to fly with 3S first, then fly with 4S. Now it's a 3S battery. 3S 2200 mAh battery. First try to see if the gyro correction is correct or not. No problem now. It's a full stable mode, which is a safe mode. So now we're going to take off. I have to say, this aircraft is still quite good. Simply go around the course first. The wind is actually quite strong. Now, you can see the gyroscope correcting the attitude of the plane. It looks good with this paint. let me get adapt first. Let's check power of 3S battery, doing somersault. In fact, there is no problem with the 3S battery at all, right? Continuous somersaults. Hey, the power of 3S is completely okay. And that's what it's like to fly in a single-wing training plane. It's half throttle now. It's stalling. It seems that this plane still needs more than half of the fuel for level flight, and the throttle is about 60%. Is it okay? I didn't make up a lot of rolls. Yeah, it's fine. This is a bit far and can't be seen clearly, right? The aileron is not as blunt as imagined. Ah, roll with full aileron, right? It's not full of flap, yet let's do another one. Yeah, roll. This is full aileron. The ailerons is actually quite flexible. Let's see if we can fly sideways from there. Oh, pull. But it's okay. One more time. Against the wind. No problem. Okay. 1 to 3, roll up once. It is the performance of a sports machine, but I'm a bit timid now. All the movements are quite high. If you want to see the detailed performance of this Decathlon RJG 1.2 meters, watch official YouTube video on company channel. I'm flying more and more timid now. Oh, it's so windy. Now let's land and switch to for S battery to experience his power. Now it's for S. Hey, the feeling of pushing the accelerator lightly is different. Here we go. Ah, this is very irritable. You don't need full throttle for takeoff. It's actually 1.5. And now cruising is also that feeling of ease. This power is not fleshy as 3S, but remember the power of 3S is not weak. It can only be said that the power of the training machine is fairly good. But the 4S is very explosive. Even for a vertical climb, I wouldn't need all the throttle. Now that's a little wild. In fact, when I flew 3S 2200 just now, even if I put the battery on the top, it still feels a little light. And now it is a 4S battery that is standard in the manual. Well, the center of gravity is actually very suitable, but it still has to be moved a little bit forward. If you use 3S, I think it should feel like it will be comfortable to fly, and plane fly smoothly and weight also low. Then for S should be made for better performance. But I think for S may be a bit too heavy for this plane. Don't dare anymore. Oh. I'm really scared now. I'm afraid, in case it suddenly explodes. No more flying. To be honest, this power is indeed a bit wild. Even when it was climbed just now, it didn't use full power. So Decathlon is just like what I said at the beginning. Hey, This plane must be that kind of. It also looks as if it is harmless to humans and animals. In fact, he has a very, very grumpy heart. We are ready to land. So just to sum up, did you notice that I flew very conservatively today? There are too many people on the beach. It's 5:30 in the morning. There are already people here. I didn't even dare to record it. So this, if you want to see the specific performance of this aircraft, just watch the company video. The performance of this aircraft is indeed much better than you think. Because you see, it's a single-wing training aircraft, right? It feels big. But hey, he doesn't fly like you feel, especially when doing movements. Gyroscope with Spektrum. And even though the wind is turbulent now, the feeling of this plane flying out is also very accurate and stable. The gyroscope will give you too much of a correction. It is helping you invisibly. You feel like he is helping you fix it. But it's not that special. This is a feeling of flying with a gyroscope on the Spektrum. Overall, it's like when I flew just now. What about 3S? You can use it to practice. It's used to fly some simple movements without any problem. Hey, the feel of this flying is also good. The 4S is like a depulping Mustang, and it's very, very explosive. I actually didn't use all power in the whole 4S process just now. I feel like even without using all the power, it's more than enough. The painting is indeed very good, especially in this blue sky, then this red, white, and blue paint. It does look very beautiful. But this navigation lights, it feels like real plane. That's when we installed the machine indoors. I turned on the light to see for you. This light is actually not very bright. So what about this navigation light? I guess it should only be available in the evening. Hey, this is flashing feeling. In fact, the whole plane looks like a big plane of 1.2 meters. It's not that light, fluttery kind that lifts with the wind. So let's say if you want a plane that's a little bit more versatile. For example, I might fly more leisurely, or I'm just getting started. If you want a sturdy training plane with the performance of a plane like this, then this Decathlon plane is definitely a very, very good choice. Okay, this is end of Decathlon RJG 1.2 meters plane series. If you have any question regarding, ask in comment box. Also do like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.